how did you start playing basketball as a young kid? What motivates you? What brought you to the basketball court?
I started as a kid, and everything like that, right? But my start wasn't like every other kid,
Yeah.
started at 3 or 4 or 5, and you just train. I didn't really start training for basketball until I was like 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
Because my favorite sport was track and field.
Track and field.
I wanted to go to the Olympics.
Okay. Yeah.
So track and field was my sport. And I played American football, and that was more fun to me than basketball. And I played basketball because my brothers played basketball.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it because I always like to compete. And I'm competitive. But to say that basketball was something that I cared the most for, I can't say that.
Yeah.
And then in college, my track coach told me that I couldn't play basketball. And from that moment on, I was hell bent on showing him that I could play basketball.
So it was more like the coach that told you couldn't do something that motivates you more than just the whole thing that the dream was never there to become a professional basketballer. Let's say like this.
Exactly. Sometimes I look back and I'm just like, how did I even get here?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be a runner, but now I'm here, and it always, because I had success in track, I had success in football, and I feel like this was kind of the sport that I just had some unfinished business with.
Practicing beats talent.
I think so. It's been proven so much.
Mm-hmm.
That the person who is constantly training, constantly practicing, it's similar to the rabbit and the turtle type analogy.
Yeah.
The person that has all the talent is just laying back, and the turtle is just going, just slowly, but he's going and he's not stopping.
Mm-hmm.
But the rabbit is going and he's stopping and he's going over here and he's doing all these other things. I just feel like the person with talent just knows he has talent, and the work ethic isn't there. But the person who is not necessarily that talented, he's constantly working to get the skill that the other person has.
Let's say that you are a believer in God, if I say that right.
Yeah.
Do you maybe did it give you extra strength in your career, or do you believe that it brought you on different ways than it was if you wasn't with the help of God?
For sure. Because I had a lot of times in my life where I was just really down and out, mentally, spiritually, everything like that. And whenever I would channel, my spiritual side,
mm-hmm.
I always found that I would land on my feet,
yeah.
And even if I got knocked down or I got angry about something or depressed about something or just doubting myself, I always went back to my spirit and allowed the spirit to guide me to just get back on the right track. Or sometimes I wasn't even off the track. I was just doubting myself, and I used the spirit to kind of refocus myself and just get back to what I was supposed to do.
I saw you switch from a lot of clubs in Europe. Is that something you did on purpose because there is a growth, because you went to some, especially the clubs, if you look to, now you're in a club that is on a pretty, the Greece league, you're in one of the top teams in Greece, did you do that on purpose, or was it just, it went like this?
To be honest, the beginning of my professional career, I was in control of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, I was in control of nothing, man. I was just so eager for the opportunity that I literally would go anywhere.
Yeah.
I was so eager for the opportunity. So I'll probably say maybe for the first 4 years of my career, this is number 8 this year for me.
Mm-hmm.
for like the first 4 years, I had no control over anything, and those things just happened. The agent that I had to start my career, he put me in the second league to start.
Yeah.
Which I was cool with. Like of course, like I thought my talent was higher, but I understood that I needed to build my name.
Yeah.
And I needed to understand the European game.
Yeah.
So he put me in the second league for my first year, and I had interest from the LKL in Lithuania the second year, but he put me back in the second league, and he was just like, "I want to see you dominate more." And I really didn't understand it, but now looking back on it, like I needed that second year to show that, like just show more skill, show more leadership, and just show more desire to want to take the big shots, make the big shots, and just really like step forward. Like, I am top league potential, and my talent will speak for itself if I get the opportunity. And it worked out. And
did you maybe underrate the European game?
To be honest, before I started, I didn't know much. Like it took me. This is going to be crazy, but it took me 3 years to figure out what the hell EuroLeague was.
Yeah,
I didn't know what EuroLeague was. Yeah. So I'm literally just playing because I'm like, I know that I want to play basketball. I know that I want this to be my only job. So everything else really doesn't matter. Like I'm here, I'm playing. I'm getting some money. It's not a lot of money, but I'm still getting something. And in my third year, I went to Les Cavaliers, and my team started talking about like EuroLeague players, and I had no clue who these players were.
Yeah.
And he was like, but you do know EuroLeague, right? And I was like, no. And they all joked on me, like, this guy is over here playing in Europe. He doesn't even know what EuroLeague is, and at that moment, I kind of played it off like, I know what EuroLeague is, And then like when I went home, I was on YouTube. Like, what is EuroLeague? Just typing, doing my research, and then I would come back to practice like just waiting for somebody to say something about EuroLeague, and I would just like, give them all the information that I looked up before, and I just started watching EuroLeague, and I started to like just watch, and I'm just like, wow. So I found out that at that time they had like Euro Challenge,
and
they had of course they had Euro Cup and stuff like that, and I was trying to figure it out. Then I learned that there was a league called BBL. I didn't know any of these things. So like, I just really got the hang of it that year. That year helped me a lot.
Do you have a favorite shot to take?
For me, I would have to say the wing, the 45 for sure. Because if I do it from the top, you can get help from both sides.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But if I'm already on the side, no one can help. Everyone is behind this person that's guarding me.
Yeah.
So this person has no help.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty tough spot for them to be in.
So then it's just you and him, and you only have to beat him and to reach the basket.
Yeah, that's a tough spot because I haven't met a player that can stop me from getting my shot off. I haven't met a player. I played against some pretty solid defenders, but I haven't met a player that can like legit like stop me from getting my shot off.
Is it different, the style of Europe than the American style, or can you compare it by what you because you experienced both?
Yeah, I think when I was in college, because I went to two colleges. I went to junior college first, and we played against this team, two teams actually. It was one team called Bonsley College.
Yeah.
They were really physical. They pressed all game, and like they will make sure that you knew that they were there. They'll punch you. They'll kick you. They'll grab you. They'll do whatever. They didn't care about fouls.
Yeah.
So they was constantly beating you. And then we played against this other team called Kankakee College.
Mm-hmm.
And they was the same way. They pressed all game. They'll beat you down, and after you got to go get in the ice bath. And then when I went to university, we had a few teams, but like Europe is different. It's different, you know. Like I come from, if I knock you down, I won't pick you up. You know, it's just like you got to get up yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like this is a man's game. This is a physical game. You know, like of course I don't want to hurt you.
Yeah.
But
at least you want to show like I'm here. You know.
Yeah. Well, I want to let you know, like, I'm here to, I'm here to knock your head off.
Yeah.
But in Europe, it's different because, like, if they foul you or something, they'll tap your hand. You know, if they foul you and you fall on the ground, they'll come pick you up. So that thing.
So it's more fair play in that way.
Yeah, it's a little bit more fair play, but Europe is a little bit dirtier than the States. Like they do small little things, like they'll run past you, give you a leg elbow.
Yeah.
You know, or you'll run past them, they'll trip you a little bit. You know, so like little things like that, like it's.
If you didn't become a basketball player, let's say you didn't become it. Do you think you did another sport at the moment, or do you think there was something else for you at the moment then?
If I didn't play sports, I would. I think I would have been like, I don't know, like a physical therapist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very intrigued about the human body.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, you know, because a lot of times I'm on YouTube, like watching things about the body, you know, like what causes this pain and things of that nature. I'm always looking at that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But also, if I wasn't like a physical therapist, I think I would be weird, but I think I would be like an interior designer, like for homes. Yeah. I enjoy that stuff so much. I watch it like.
And what is it in that triggers you? You know, is that to make it totally look different, or to think out of the box, to be creative, or?
I think it's just the creative nature of it. You know, like you can turn something that's blank, and you can turn it and add your artistry on it, and it looks completely different.
Yeah.
You know, and then also like the different colors that you can use. It's just nice. I enjoy it. I send my wife so many videos. It's ridiculous.
So it's not your wife who created the whole living room, but it's you who did it.
Oh no. That's the crazy thing. Like certain things, my wife tells me, get out the way, I got it. You know? So then you know, you just you know, you just can better accept it, otherwise Exactly. You know, she says get out the way, I just get out the way.
I will still make it 1 year to the NBA.
If I get the chance.
LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan was.
No.
I prefer rebounds over assists.
No.
I ever lied to skip a practice.
No, never.
The Harlem Globetrotters have nothing to do with professional basketball.
That's not true.
I should at least score 30% of my shots.
Of course.
The Bulls with Michael Jordan are the best team that ever participate in NBA history.
The 72-10 Bulls. Yeah.
I will participate on an Olympic team.
Probably not, no.
I miss playing basketball on the streets. No. If former teammates ask me how Europe is, I will advise them to come.
For sure, 100%.
Yeah?
I actually have a funny story about the Harlem Globetrotters. So when I was in college,
Yeah.
my last year, and I was about to graduate. I had a teammate on. He plays in Poland right now. His name Michael Fukwade.
Yeah.
We were on the same team, and he was like leading the nation in blocks. He was like second in the nation in rebounds per game. Just an animal. He was an absolute animal, right? And one day we go into my coach's office, and we're walking up to his office. He's walking out, and he's talking to us about, where are you guys gonna go? Like, are you trying to go overseas? And at that time, I didn't really know what overseas was, but I knew that I wanted to like continue playing. So he turns to Michael, and he's just like, Michael, I have a couple contacts for you to, kind of get overseas and continue your professional career, well, to start your professional career. And then he turns to me and he says, Jay, I'm not really sure that you're gonna play overseas basketball, but you dribble so well and you do so many crazy things on the court.
Yeah,
I have a connection in the Harlem Globetrotters if you want it. And I was like, listen, I'm not doing anything with the Harlem Globetrotters. I'm going to go overseas and play basketball.
Yeah.
I may not get no help from you, or I may not know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
But it was pretty crazy, and I'm just like, the way that I dribble, like, just because I can dribble well doesn't mean I want to be a Harlem Globetrotter.
Yeah, because it's more like an entertainment act, right?
Yeah, it's more entertainment, like
if I would compare it, I would say it's WWE compared to MMA, for example.
100%. 100%. Like, they do a lot of cool things, and like, you have players that like are very good with the basketball, to where like they're doing a lot of crazy stuff that the Harlem Globetrotters do, but that's just not. It's not really for me. I rather entertain in a competitive energy, versus something that like is predetermined or something like that. Yeah. But I do have a lot of respect for them and what they do, but I just know that wasn't for me.